Welcome back. Coast2Coast Sports. I'm your host, Harrison. We're starting the episode off with some sad news. John and I, as we mentioned a couple weeks ago, are coaching a baseball team for the St. Mary Magdalene Summer League team. We lost by fucking 27 today. Well, you know baseball.
I'm familiar with
You're familiar with the stick and ball aspect of it.
Yeah.
Would you say losing by 27 is an ideal situation?
No, that'd be bad.
That'd be bad. Would you say, let's say a sport, let's say football, you score 7 points per touchdown. Would you say losing by 27 is bad even for football?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah. So losing by 27 in a baseball game was definitely not good. We lost 29-2. John and I said we'd give you updates as the year went on.
Yeah,
Here's the first one. Not good.
I mean, if we score 3 touchdowns, get all 3 2-point conversions, we still lose.
So, yeah, not an ideal situation. Yeah. So, we're sad. We're starting off on a sad note. But other than that, welcome back. We appreciate you for coming and hanging out with us. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. We got Will back, so we're getting the grades going again. We got AFC West. Talk about the NBA Finals. Wrap it up. Talk about some golf action. And talk about a little soccer. That's why we got the crew up. You know, wearing my pride. But thank you for coming and hanging out with us, guys. If you're listening to us on Spotify, be free to check that out in the YouTube description. We'll have it plugged with all of our normal stuff like our Twitter. Twitter's obviously always there. Check us out on YouTube as well if you're listening to us on Spotify. Like, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, share with your friends, your grandma. I hear Aunt Mary is dying to hear us, so make sure you share it with Aunt Mary.
I think Aunt Mary's actually dying, though.
Then she should be listening to sports, maybe.
Good for her. The Spotify link will be in our Twitter bio.
If she is in fact dying, maybe she can go out on our podcast. Mary, come on. We'll bring your breathing apparatus. We'll get you some oxygen. I don't know. But welcome back this week. As always, to the left of me is our boy John. To the right, Will's back. And behind the scenes, looking cute as ever, Ryan. John, you got anything to say to people before we start?
For those watching on YouTube, I just want to clarify that this is a St. Mary Magdalene coaching t-shirt and not a Columbus Crew jersey. You will catch me dead before I wear any Crew apparel.
What are you, a fucking Avalanche fan? Get out of here.
Yes.
Will, you got anything to say to people? We got a quote last week. John said's quote was Target sucks. Wiffle balls, all-time low.
Yeah.
But we're glad to have you back. What's the quote for this week? I hear it's sports related.
It is. It is a bit sports related. It's from a sports icon.
Sports icon.
Okay.
What's a sport? Like, who's the icon? Like, what sport did they play?
They played basketball. They're a famous basketball player.
Is it LeBron James?
It's not.
Nicholas Jordan.
It's not.
Is it Nicolas Cage?
It's not.
All right, then who is it?
Steve Kerr.
Is it Nick Kerr?
His son?
His son, Steve Kerr's son, Nicholas Kerr.
It is not.
Oh, okay. Who is it?
Well,
Just you.
I'll
deliver.
give you the quote.
You deliver. We'll wait. We're sorry.
I'll tell you the quote.
Lay it on
and you get one guess to guess who maybe said it.
Okay.
The quote of the week is, "I'm tired of hearing about money, 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 money. I just want to play the game, drink Pepsi, wear Reebok."
So he has to be sponsored by Reebok. Kawhi Leonard's not Reebok.
Can I give my guess?
He's New Balance.
Kawhi Leonard also would never say something.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, this quote is so money, it has to be Mo Williams, right?
This is a dream. It's like, I'm going to guess Dirk Nowitzki.
It was Mr. Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq and the Fool, Diesel.
I should have known.
He said, Shaq Diesel said that right after
DJ Diesel, actually.
right after signing a 7-year, $121 million contract with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Fun fact about Shaq, he has had the biggest purchase in Walmart history.
That he also has. He got traded, was it Phoenix?
Got
Got traded
to Miami.
I think it was, no, not to Miami.
It was one.
He got traded. I think it was Phoenix. Got traded. Decided to go refurbish his whole entire apartment and house that he was living in instead of just waiting for his shit to get there. But his car got declined, which he has money, so it was fun.
Yeah.
Ryan, you got anything to say to people before we start? You seem quiet back there. You seem melancholic. Are you sad?
I'm not sad. Well, I mean, I'm an empath, so.
He started vomiting.
Losing 27 by 27.
Don't make fun of us.
I'm sorry. I just almost threw up. Go on.
So I'm sad for you guys.
Yeah, you should be. I'm fucking sad too.
Other than that, I'm kind of excited this week. We got Spotify up, and and
Ties
we're
up.
working on some TikToks as well coming up. So look
Oh
out.
my God, are we about to be tapped into the TikTok
We're
world?
gonna be
Tapped
taking it.
in.
top.
Do I need to? Oh, what's a TikTok dance? Do I need to like throw that at like what's that? Go bad bitch, go bad bitch. Do I need to do some of those?
You might need to on our spare time. Yeah.
We need to sex it.
Is there like a name for like TikTok people? Are they like?
I think they're
talkers?
just TikTokers.
Tickers?
Like they're like TikTokers, something like that. So I mean, they gotta be something. Emo boys, emo. You know about it. Will knows. Will's tapped into the TikTok
I'm
world.
not.
You're not.
I'm not tapped into the TikTok.
Will's tapped into the Pit Viper world. But well, let's get to the show. Let's get to the show. NFL grades. We're back with them. We know you missed them. Broncos first. I'm not sugarcoating it. Let's get right into it. John. Oh my God, I almost threw up again. John, give us our first grade. Who do we like? What do we like? What do we like about it? Remember, trade. You traded draft picks to get people there. That's included in the grades in case the people that haven't been with us this whole time. This is what's going on. So Russell Wilson obviously getting traded to them, and they giving up some draft picks for him. That's part of the grading graph.
So this first round pick was for.
Yes.
Okay. That was going to be my question. Now that changes a lot because
Mhm.
I'm looking. Got a list of all their draftees in front of me. Nothing stands out. They had a lot of picks. They had 3 in the 5th round, 2 in the 4th, and then 1 in all the other rounds except for the first. But you got Russell Wilson for that first.
Yeah. I mean, they got 9 picks. That's not a small amount.
No, so I mean, you add depth. Anytime you can add depth is a good day.
Yeah.
But nothing really stands out to me except for Russell Wilson. So,
Let's ride.
so let's ride. And give
Broncos Nation.
Broncos Nation.
Let's ride.
You get a B plus.
You get a B plus.
You get a B plus.
Okay. I don't hate that grade. Will, do you mind if I go?
Go ahead. Man.
Well, I appreciate
Go
it.
off,
You're
King.
you're so kind and courteous.
Go ahead.
I was also in that B range, and I think I'm going to go B minus because I feel like the Broncos last year did nothing very well. They just were very what I would call mid pack.
They
I
did
think that's
not a
what
lot
the kids.
bad.
I think it's what the kids are saying. Was it
Yeah.
mid?
Mid pack.
Mid pack. I thought they were just very okay. I didn't think they drafted bad. I feel like you said, you get depth and everything. They're very all over the place. Outside linebacker, tight end, cornerback, DN, safety, wide receiver, center, D tackle, and cornerback. The only thing that they drafted 2 of was cornerback. So I feel like that's kind of a concern. It could be a concern, also could be great. They feel like, oh, we just need a little bit of everything. So let's sprinkle a little bit of everything. So I feel like they didn't get better necessarily at one position. So I'm going to go with the B minus, C plus. I was flip-flopping between. Russell Wilson obviously helps that. I'm going to go B minus just because of the Russell Wilson thing. Just one below you. I feel like they didn't get better at necessarily one position. They're like, oh my God, we suck at linebacker. Let's draft 4 linebackers. They just sprinkled everywhere. So they either think that they're good enough to win right now and just have a little bit of sprinkling in of new guys. And I don't know if that's going to be enough. So I think they might have a chance to be the 3rd or worst team in their division.
Good
Which
division.
their division's great.
Good
Their division's
division,
great. But I'm going B minus. I'll stick with my B. Will, what do you got? Avid Broncos fan.
Huge. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Yes.
This is a C. This is a C.
Talk your shit.
There's nothing to get excited about in their draft picks. And really, I mean, I don't want to be a hater. Is there really a lot to get excited about trading for 33-year-old Russell Wilson,
Who's only
Good
good the
point.
first 7 games of the season?
who's been on the back end of his career for several years now? I get Seattle. It's not really not a great team,
Definitely.
but he's not like lighting the world on fire. And I don't see how this team finishes in anything but last place in the division. So I'm going to go C because I really don't see a lot of long-term players that came out of this draft.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully they can get like 4 or 5 years out of Russell Wilson, and that's it.
I think that's their best case scenario. Like, they think to themselves, they really are bought in on Jerry Jeudy. They're really bought in on who's their tight end?
It's that Penn State guy.
Yeah, white boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wicked athletic. Like, the dude can play. Like, he's definitely their second option. Like, they're really sold in on both those guys, and I know you'll look it up and you'll make me look like a fool once I remember it. But I just, like you said, you're just hoping that a 33-year-old Russell Wilson can sustain a full season again and, be at his best and be an MVP caliber player, and I don't know if you're going to get that. So, I don't know. It's hard. I agree with your pick as well. So B plus, B minus, C plus,
Mm-hmm.
C plus average-ish.
Yeah.
So we'll go C plus average. Not the worst grade we've given out,
No,
Not the worst,
far from
Chris.
it. Far from it.
but not the best.
No.
Moving on to the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert absolutely can slang that thing. Keenan Allen, stud, can definitely play. And who's their running back? What's that guy's name? Austin Eckler can play. They already got a good team. Now, if I'm looking at their draft, you mind if I go first?
Go first.
You mind if I go first?
I'm
gonna go first. I'll go first. I'm looking at this draft pick. They go pretty much all over the board. They go 1-1, 1 first round, 1 third round, 1 fourth round, 1 fifth round, 2-6, 2-7. Not crazy. And I just don't know what they were trying to accomplish. My feeling for them is that their offensive line is not necessarily what you'd call an ideal situation, and their defense was losing them games more than it was winning them games. So I like the fact that they went more defensive heavy. You go safety, D tackle, cornerback. I like that. Most of your picks are defensive side of the ball. But the only concern I have is I feel like you got none of them being out of pristine defensive known colleges, or you have no guys that are just jumping off the page for me. I know the safety, JT Woods from Baylor, wicked athletic, flies down the line and is a ball hawk. But, I mean, you're going cornerback from Wake Forest, cornerback from Ole Miss in the 7th and 6th round. I just don't know if you're expecting those guys to be starters right away. And if that is the case, which I think they need, same thing with their D tackle from UCLA, which I think is a good pick for them. I don't know if these guys are going to be starters right away for you, and I think that's kind of what you needed. I think maybe that first round pick, they picked the offensive guard from college, Boston College. Mm-hmm. Don't hate it. Obviously, if you need offensive linemen, the guy's a stud. The offensive guards don't go in the first round on accident, right? Those guys are freak athletes and are good as fuck. But I feel like maybe you should have gone more defensive side. Obviously, this draft as a whole has been defensive heavy with the first, 5 or 6 picks? 4 or 5 of this first 6 picks were defensive side of the ball. So I think that they maybe should have cashed in on a defensive guy in the first round, especially with how loaded it is. So I'm gonna go B minus for that. I feel like they answered a lot of their questions on the defense side of the ball, getting some depth in places, but I just don't look at this list and I think any of them are going to be a starter right away. Will, why don't you go next?
I think you may have possibly looked over something.
Am I overlooking something?
Something you may have forgotten something that happened, because I'm looking at their draft picks and let's see, what's it say here? It says hold up, let's go back. It says they got a first round pick, but wait, what happened to that second round pick?
Yeah, they traded it, right?
They traded it for Khalil Mack.
Yeah, for the Bears.
The Chargers' defense is going to be very, very good.
For sure. And they're gonna be okay.
Their
defense is
okay.
Their defense is
sleeping heavy on this defense.
I'm not sleeping heavy on the defense. I'm not
heavy.
sleeping on Khalil Mack.
Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack.
Joey Bosa hasn't been healthy in 2 years. It hasn't been a full season in 2 years. I mean, somebody double check me on that. But
didn't he play a lot last year?
But he missed.
We can look
it up. Look it up. You keep going. I'll look it up.
He definitely played against the Browns.
He played 12 games. Or wait, no. Sorry. Hold on. He played 16 games last year.
I was going to say.
He played 12 games the year before.
Yes.
And he played 16 the year before that.
Is Nick the injured one?
Yeah, Nick. You're thinking of Nick. He's
the
Niners.
He's the Niners. Fuck me. You're so right. I got that mixed up.
So
I take that back. I take the Joey Bosa back.
When I spent a second round pick on Khalil Mack,
steal.
That's a steal.
Absolute steal.
I do think I like Zion Johnson coming out of Boston College in the first round. Mm-hmm. And I think they did get, because their cornerbacks was the weaker part of the defense.
100%.
So going with the third round safety, getting a couple other corners, I think that's really filling out a room there. And I'm going to give this, what did you give it?
I gave it a B minus.
I'm giving it a B plus.
Okay. And don't get me wrong, I didn't forget about Khalil Mack. I'm just saying that Khalil Mack has been relied on to be that guy for the Bears for so long, and him being a stud has led nothing for the Bears. I'm saying that they have more problems on the defensive side of the ball than just linebacker and D-end with Joey and Khalil Mack. Like I said in my statement before, I mean, obviously you have your opinion. You think this is a decent draft. Their cornerbacks and their safety was definitely the biggest issue. They're getting burnt downfield Khalil Mack's not going to prevent getting burnt downfield. He may get you a couple sacks for sure, but I don't know. Maybe I am sleeping on him. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I like Jay Hurd. I like Justin. I think he's a dog. I hope they do well, but I think I'm sleeping on him, and I don't think I'm sleeping on him, and maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe we'll come back and this will bite me in the ass. But no, we'll see. So B plus. John, what do you got for me? Spit. Talk your shit, John.
I like this draft a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, Khalil Mack is amazing. Zion Johnson out of Boston College in the first round, amazing pickup. Isaiah Spiller, decent. He's kind of like a bigger back out of A&M.
Very much like I feel like a Kareem Hunt / Frank Gore, just like gonna smash you in the face and roll with it.
Yeah, and I think he could be pretty good coming in for Eckler, maybe in some short yardage positions.
Splitting some runs too. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's kind of a tall. I think he's above 6 foot, so he's kind of a taller back. Kind of good value in the 4th round.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Eric said, their secondary is their weaker part of that defense. Picking up J.T. Woods out of Baylor, not bad. He's okay. I'm gonna split the middle here in between the two of you. I'm just gonna go B.
All right, so average out as a B.
Yeah,
that works. I don't think I'm sleeping on them as much. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I just think that they need to get better at certain spots, and I feel like the only place they got really better at was the offensive line. And still, you draft 2 guards. Hopefully, both of them are good for him, but we'll see. We'll see. Who's next? Is it
It'll be the
Chiefs, right?
Yeah, right in front of them.
Right, the Chargers. So the Chiefs had an interesting. They had an interesting draft. I thought to myself, no, I'll go last. Well, why don't you talk your shit?
Okay.
Speak the truth, Will.
If you want me to go, I can go.
Are you don't? Do you know?
No, I'm ready. No, I'm ready to go.
Go get it.
Go.
Ready
to go. Relax. Relax.
I'm sorry. I lost by 27 today. Do you think I'm happy?
No.
We'll get the boards out.
Yeah, we'll get the. I swear to God, I'll get Matt Wood out here.
All right. So honestly, I'm gonna just come out and say it. I'm giving the Chiefs an A for this draft.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have 4 picks in the first 62. So they had 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and I really think they couldn't have spent them in any better way. I think the defensive end out of Purdue is actually a really steal pick at 30. I think he's gonna be a really solid player. Trent McDuffie, I haven't really seen him play too much, but he's a potential star, and there was a major need at corner that they needed. But then the best pick, I honestly think, is Sky Moore. I think he's going to be a steal in the 2nd round out of Western Michigan, and be able to help replace the hole that Tyreek Hill has left. And this will really show, is Pat Mahomes really that guy, or is he playing with Tyreek Hill and
that's it,
and Travis Kelce and has Andy Reid?
Yeah.
And that's all I really need. The first 4 picks are perfect, and anything else is just like a little
icing on the cake. Yeah. John, why don't you go ahead, Dad?
Sky Moore.
Wow.
That's all I need to say.
He said it 3 times.
I said it 3 times in a row for emphasis.
He might actually appear if you say it in the mirror.
Come on the
like
pod.
bloody. Is like that bloody Mary?
Yeah, but Sky Moore, come on the pod. This was a great draft. They had four picks in the first 62. I thought they did pretty good drafting. Like Eric said, that I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but that DN out of Purdue, he's amazing. I'm surprised he fell as far as
George.
George.
Let's just call him George
We'll
K.
call him George K. He's as good as almost any defensive end that'll be picked up here in this draft.
Outside of Hutchinson, outside of what's the Georgia guy's name? And the Alabama dude too.
Yeah.
Outside of those guys, I'm struggling to remember their name, but he's definitely a star.
And maybe they have more college accolades, but
yeah,
I think this guy, at least in the pros, can be just as good as them.
For sure.
Trent McDuffie, I think, is a good kind of cornerback. I think he can play a little safety there too. They just had a lot of picks. They used them well. Not really much else to say. I'm giving them an A-.
So I hate to say it, but I really didn't think the Chiefs could get better with all the talent that they already have. Then you lose Tyreek Hill. Then you lose Tyrann Mathieu. He goes to the Saints, I believe. I believe the Saints.
Yeah, he's on the Saints.
So, but like you guys said, they I feel like I'm giving him an A to A minus, just right out the gate. With the amount of they answered their questions, definitely defensively was more of an issue than it is offensively. They go cornerback, DN, safety, inside linebacker, cornerback, safety. I mean, that's not the order they went, but those are the picks they had. And then only offensively, they just go wide receiver and running back. I think Sky Moore is going to need to be a star right away. He's not going to be the first option.
Yeah.
He's definitely got to be a top 2 to 3 option for Patty Mahomes. And I think Andy Reid's one of the best coaches in the NFL. If he's not 1, he's 2, always consistently up in the top 3 coaches of the year. I think he should be because of how intelligent he is. So I think he's going to get Sky Moore to play well and play well really quickly. But personally, I think one of the biggest steals that they got was Brian Cook out of Cincinnati. I know Sauce was the big hype train because he never gave up a touchdown, and how good he is for Cincinnati. He was phenomenal. But I went to a Cincinnati game this year when they played UCF. It was a blowout, and it wasn't like the best game ever.
Go Knights.
Go Knights. But Brian Cook, outside of Sauce Gardner, when I watched that dude play, he was just a freak athlete on the field. He would fly to the ball. He was locked down. And I get, it's UCF. Maybe it's, and they're bad. They're bad this year. So maybe that's just what it is. But Brian Cook, I think, could be a starter for them and going to fill that Tyrann Mathieu gap really well for him. Maybe not as a starter. Maybe as a coming off the subs. Maybe you just slot him to the cornerback and let somebody else take over the safety position. But I think he can play for them really well at the very beginning. So I think I'm going to go A as well with Will. Average score A, because you went A, I went A, you went A minus.
Yep, brings it up to an A.
Brings it up to an A. The Chiefs got better. Didn't think it was really possible, but fuck it. I guess we're here now. So moving on to the last team of the division, which I think might be one of the most interesting teams next year, just period. You got the best receiver in the league last year to come to your team, or second best behind Cooper, but I think he's definitely still the best or one of the best.
Now, were these first and second round picks for him?
I believe so. You might want to double check.
It was.
It was.
They sent
Okay.
their first 2 picks to Green Bay.
To Green Bay. Yes. So the Raiders getting Devontae Adams. Remember, we include that part of the draft. John, you went first. I went first second. Will went first. So guess what? It's back to you, Dad.
Back to me.
Raiders pick. You're setting us up here. What do we got?
So we gave the Chiefs an A, right?
We gave the Chiefs an A.
Yeah, these guys are not A's. Let me tell you that right now.
Okay.
Looking at this here, I mean, you didn't have a pick until the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
You got Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams, awesome. I love Devontae Adams.
Yes.
You get to reunite him with his former Fresno State teammate, Derek Carr.
Daddy Carr.
Daddy Carr. Go Bulldogs. But besides that, there's nothing here. You got Thayer Mumford, who absolutely sucks out of Ohio State. You got Brendan Brown.
Tell me how you really feel.
He sucks.
Okay.
Lost us the Michigan game. There's more than that. But, I mean, there's nothing here. There's nothing here to grade besides Devontae Adams. So I'll give him a C+ because they got Devontae Adams, and that's it. They would be below a C if they didn't. Eric said the Broncos are the worst team in the division. I think this is the worst team in the division.
You're so wrong. It's laughable.
Would you like to go second?
Laughing.
Would you like to go second?
I don't see you laughing at all.
So
All right. Hey, why don't we let Eric go second? Is that okay with you?
what grade did you give this?
I gave it a C+.
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 See this guy. I'm not gonna say my grade.
It's insane.
You go, Will.
It's insane. I mean, C+ really isn't honestly like the worst grade to give him. I would probably give him a B, solid B. Just straight right off rip, first and second round pick for Devontae Adams. Yeah, give me that trade all day.
100%.
And plus what this says to me is we are buying all the way in on Derek Carr. We're not going to have some let's get Jimmy Garoppolo to be just the same. They're putting all the confidence in him, and they have Devontae Adams. They do have solid defense. Darren Waller's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs in his contract year, but they drafted Zamir White out of Georgia. I'm thinking to hopefully replace that role.
Zamir?
Yeah. So I'm gonna give this a solid B, just because I think they nailed the picks that they did get. They didn't have a whole lot of picks, but I think they nailed the picks they did have. And I mean, I just think I just think I don't know. I think the Broncos are going to have a problem covering Darren Waller and Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs are going to be coming out of the backfield. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out for the Broncos.
So I'm going to give
This isn't the Broncos that won the Super Bowl. Okay, this isn't Von Miller. Von Miller's not coming back. He's in Buffalo.
I'm not gonna. I don't see. I don't know how to grade this, and I'll tell you why. Because you look at the Raiders. They made the playoffs last year.
They did.
They did.
You know who didn't?
The
Unfortunately,
Colts did.
Well, yeah, the Colts did.
neither did the Chargers.
Neither did the Browns.
Neither did the Chargers.
Neither did the Browns.
Should have tied.
Neither did the Broncos.
Neither did the Broncos. Neither did a lot of teams. Neither did Jags. The thing that blows me away with the Raiders is all the turmoil they had last year, and they still won a bunch of games and made the playoffs, is absolutely insane. You had Henry Ruggs, lost him because he was an idiot. Then you have John Gruden, who's supposed to be this guru for quarterback, and he seemed to be doing well, and then he got fired. Then you had their tight end get in a bunch of trouble again, or with something, then he gets cut, or gets released, whatever.
Darren Waller got released.
Not Darren Waller, other guy.
I had Darren Waller on my fantasy, and he was awesome.
Yeah, I know, he's great.
He's
Darren Waller,
awesome every year.
Darren Waller is a solid, like, always good pick. And he might have been a wide receiver, he might not be 10. I mean, maybe he's
I
quarterback.
mean, you're talking to a
But-
fantasy football league champion because Darren Waller.
Shout out Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Darren Waller. Come on the pod. Come hang out. But they still won all those games.
They did.
So the way I look at it is you then add Devontae Adams to a team that was in so much turmoil with a head coach just filling in, and they still made the playoffs and was kind of competitive. I might go give them a fucking A. Just because of the draft pick that they got out of Devontae Adams. A first and second, that's perfect. That's one of the answers they needed. Then you go protecting your quarterback, offensive guard immediately. And then you're solving some of your other issues on the defensive end of the ball. I know they didn't have first round pick or second round pick. And they only had 6 picks total. But what they got in value out of Devontae Adams, I mean, this team could sneakily win their division. They were always in every single game they played last year. And I don't know how. I'll be conservative. I'll go B+. And just play it safe. I don't want this to come back and bite me in the ass. But Derek Carr's a very good quarterback. He just gets overlooked, in my opinion. And then you add Devontae Adams with Fuller, Jacobs, who also can catch out of the backfield consistently and well. I think this team's going to be really good. And I don't see them finishing last. I don't know how he thinks that they'll finish last. This guy's crazy.
He's crazy.
He's crazy. So we go C+, we go B+, and you go B.
Yeah.
Well, who do you think is finishing last, seriously?
The Broncos.
Okay.
I think the Broncos are finishing last. Russell Wilson was only good for the first 7 games.
That is true.
That's why I was pissed when the Colts played him in the first 7 games last year. Because I was like, great, we're going to lose that game because it's going to be MVP caliber. Russell Wilson dropped 400 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And then everyone's going to be like, is
He
Russell
beat the
Wilson an MVP
candidate.
And then
This is his league. And then 6 weeks later, like, Russell Wilson's terrible.
And then the Seahawks are 6-11.
And they're missing the playoffs.
This
So,
ain't Seattle anymore, brother.
I'm going to say average score B.
Yeah.
Average score B. So pick the division. Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. That's how I have it.
You know what? I'll pick the Chargers to take the crown. I'll do it.
Chargers, Chiefs,
I'll do it.
Raiders, Broncos.
Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos.
Eric, that's something we can't agree on. I am picking the Chargers.
That's what I'm telling you.
And then you got the Raiders finishing last, Broncos third. You're on Chargers, Chiefs.
No, Broncos second, maybe.
You have to at this point.
Do I just go all in on this take?
I think you might have to. This is gonna be like the Hunter Green take when you're like, I'm picking Hunter Green and NL Rookie of the Year, and you're like, oh, okay. Then we look at the Reds and we're like, this is awful. But now it's coming back and you're sitting there kind of pretty talking like, I kind of did pick him like a couple months ago. So now you're feeling your Reds.
Also,
You just buy in.
$50 on it.
Are you just buying in the Broncos? You have to. Say it. Fucking say it.
No. The Chiefs are finishing second.
Okay.
I'm not that stupid.
This guy. Fucking softy over here. All right. Well, that wraps up the grading. Moving on to the NBA talk. It won't be that long. Mainly because we despise talking about it. And the Warriors. But the Warriors are NBA champions. The NBA season has officially come to the end. And can Can we get a round of applause? For
I don't
the
know if I'm
NBA?
gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna give it. I
Word.
refuse.
How do you refuse to give the NBA? This season was perfect. This season was awesome.
Honestly,
Let me just lay it out for you. Let me lay it out why I think this season was awesome. The Lakers were awful. W.
Okay, that was funny.
The Nets were terrible. W.
Oh, that was also funny.
Also awesome.
Yeah.
The Knicks, after being really good last year, awful. W.
Okay, true.
You had some new pop-up teams being the best. Grizzlies were fucking awesome this year. They were fun to watch. As much as I don't like them, I think they're cocky little 20-year-olds, but they were the 2 seed. That was fun to watch. Luka Doncic has stepped into being a superstar. That was awesome. Nikola Jokic's value and how good he is without any help, awesome to see. Then you go to the East. The Knicks, terrible. I already mentioned that. The Nets, awful. Mentioned that. That was awesome. Then you have no reigning champs back-to-back in the Bucks, which I think is cool. You look at the Heat being the number 1 seed in the East. That hasn't happened in a while. Then you look at the West still being the Suns. The Suns get heat checked, so humbled in the second round after being one of the most cockiest. They're winning everything. They're winning this. They get humbled by the Mavs by basically one person. That was awesome. And then Montrezl Harrell gets caught with 3 pounds of weed and now he's facing criminal charges for a long time. How could this? And then you had Boston and the Warriors playing the finals, and Warriors silenced the Boston Celtics, who I hate more than almost any other team. That was awesome. And then Trae Young was ass. And the Cavs are back, kind of. They would have been a 4 seed and made the playoffs if they didn't get injured. And that was awesome, and you can't deny it. The Cavs were awesome this year.
Okay, so
You cannot tell me this season was not awesome. Was it as good as 2016, where Kobe retired, Warriors win 73 games, and then the Warriors blow a 3-1 lead? Come back from a 3-1 lead against OKC, and then blow a 3-1 lead to the Cavs? It's not better than that. No, nobody's saying that. But you cannot tell me that this season was not awesome. Please tell me why it wasn't awesome.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that the playoffs this year, I think you are way overhyping how good they are.
No, the playoffs were very mid-tier. They weren't great.
Oh, I think the playoffs were bad. Let me just go.
You go.
Phoenix Suns versus Pelicans.
Awful.
Okay, terrible series. Dallas versus Utah. Could have been good. Was bad. Maybe if Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell could stand talking to each other, that would work out. But Golden State, Denver.
Awful.
I love Joker, but
He's by himself.
it's not. There's nothing happening.
Awful.
Memphis, Minnesota. That was
Kind of exciting.
kind of. It was still 4-2.
Still,
6 games here.
still kind of exciting.
Boston, Brooklyn. Funny, not competitive.
I think it was competitive. Sweet. It was a sweep, but Brooklyn lost every single game by a combined total of 16 points. At least the games are close. Yeah, maybe it's not competitive since they got swept, but it's not like it was the fucking Pelicans getting beat by 40 or Game 7 of Phoenix versus Dallas, where it literally was up by 40.
Milwaukee, Chicago. I forgot they even played. I forgot that even
so
happened.
bad.
Philadelphia, Toronto. Terrible series. Miami, Atlanta.
Awful series.
Terrible series.
Should have been a sweep.
Miami, Philadelphia. Not a good series.
Kind of.
It was like
interesting. It was interesting 2-2, and then it was like, all right, they
it was like Philly had, but then it was like there was quite a few like blowouts in there.
100%.
Yeah,
2, 3.
yeah. Go down Milwaukee, Boston. If Chris Middleton plays, the series is over in 6.
Plays 2 games. They
Yeah,
play.
yeah. Miami, Boston. The ref scenario and the injuries make it not. It was like, oh yeah, another foul call.
Yeah.
Heat win that. Phoenix, Dallas. That was the only good series. That was my favorite series.
Oh, really?
Golden State, Memphis. Ja gets hurt. Series is over. Dallas, Golden State. That wasn't even going to be close. And this finals this year, I'll just wrap it up real quick. This finals this year was like the 2015 finals where it's LeBron and Dellavedova and Shumpert and Mozgov versus the Warriors.
Cavs legend Timothy Mozgov got paid by the Lakers.
Don't overlook Dell. Don't do that ever again.
The Cavs got up 2-1, yet everyone in the country knew that the Cavs were not going to win.
Right.
And that is what it was. If you thought the Celtics were going to win when it was 2-1, you are a chump and you do not know ball.
Yeah.
You do not know ball. You did not know what you were watching. You did not understand what
You do not know ball, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry to go on a little tangent there, but The playoffs are supposed to be the creme de la creme of the season.
Don't disagree with that, and I think the playoffs were a bit of a letdown. But the season as a whole, you had to admit, was pretty decent.
The playoffs.
You had the COVID area where you had fucking James Jones, ISO Joe coming back for the Celtics playing one game. You had Nick Stauskas starting in the Miami lineup. Like you just had so many random people just pop in and play. It was just a fun. I thought it was a fun year. You had fucking Sequity Bay drop a 50 ball and not score a single layup. That was awesome. I was a big fan, but either way, let's give it a round of applause. Another season is come and gone. Will's refusing. Are you refusing?
I have to refuse.
You guys fucking suck. I'm clapping up. That season was fun. I appreciated it.
Ryan also refuses.
Ryan, come on. Your favorite team was a 1 seed. You had to be happy with that. I mean, absolutely riveting words from Ryan. I appreciate it. But finals recap, Steph MVP. So, John Ryan, congratulations. You cashed in on your Steph Curry MVP.
Yeah, you should have bet money.
What do I get?
You get nothing, you jackass.
You lose.
But John lost in picking the Celtics in 7.
I did.
Will won Warriors in 6. He won that pick.
Did I pick Warriors in 6?
I believe you picked
I
Warriors.
thought I picked Warriors in 5.
I picked Warriors in 4, so I was wrong.
Either way,
but
I'm gonna take a W.
I will say though, I would have been correct if the Celtics did win. Jaylen Brown for sure would have been Finals MVP.
Yeah,
not Jason Tatum. So at least I got my pick right.
I think you're wrong there.
Jason Tatum was god awful.
It doesn't matter. The Finals MVP, it's a media award.
I'm just saying that
have you not seen the fanfare?
I know. Everybody loves Jason Tatum.
Jaylen Brown, people are forgetting he's even on the team.
Yeah, he's good. And he's fucking good. Yeah, so I think that Jaylen Brown would have got Finals.
I don't think he would have.
I think he would have.
But you also picked Clay to be the Warriors Finals MVP.
Well, I
that was so wrong.
For sure.
That you lose points.
Yeah, you do.
I didn't even want to bring it up, but I mean, Klay Thompson. At least I didn't pick Draymond.
Well, Draymond's everything.
I'm just saying, as long as I didn't pick Draymond.
I mean, you've seen his Twitter. That dude is the MVP.
Yeah, right. I mean, I didn't want to pick Curry just because I figured it would have to be him. I said before the series started, if the Warriors want to win the series, Curry has to be the guy. And he was. Dropped a 40 ball. Dropped two 30 balls.
Dude,
so.
Yo, honestly, my pick
was
all the loyal listeners will remember I picked my Finals MVP pick for the Warriors.
He's from Canada.
He's from Canada. Andrew Wiggins.
Sleeper.
That was closer than the Clay pick.
1,000%. Clay looked irrelevant.
I mean, honestly, for a split second, I thought, oh, maybe I got it. Maybe they're gonna give it to me.
No, the media loves Steph Curry too. It's just like Jason Tatum.
I picked to be right, so I picked Curry.
Yeah, you definitely picked good, and I'm proud of us. We got some of our picks right, some of our picks wrong. Regardless, though, Finals was kind of a dud. I agree with Will. If you thought anything that the Celtics were going to win that Finals, I think you don't know ball. As Will says, I think that could be the quote of the week next week. You just don't know ball.
You just don't.
I mean, honestly, and here's the thing: if you take out one way outlier fourth quarter, it's a 5-game series.
Easily.
It may even be a sweep just because of the Celtics wouldn't have been like feeling that they could win.
Yeah.
Because that first game it was game 1, and I mean they would have lost by 15 to 20.
Yeah.
If they didn't, this way outlier fourth quarter happens where the Celtics don't miss, the Warriors
miss everything,
can't make anything, and then Celtics going back home 2-0. I mean, it might be a sweep.
Right.
So,
that's what I said.
Take out that 12 minutes.
Right.
I honestly want to see the. I'd like to see the points breakdown if you take out the fourth quarter of that game.
Oh, I think they won like 44-16 in the fourth quarter, some shit like that. So, I mean, I think I said it when in the pod. I was like, the Celtics will probably steal one game, but I think the Warriors can sweep them, and I think you're right. Like if they don't have that outlier fourth quarter, it's definitely in 5. So. It is what it is. The season has officially come to the end. Free agency's already stirring talks. Zach LaVine might be on the move. Bradley Beal might be on the move. Joel Embiid could be on the move. Donovan Mitchell could be on the move. Talk to me. Rudy Gobert is looking to be potentially picked up by the who the fuck was it? Was it the shit? Can't remember who Rudy Gobert is like potentially going to be target landing. I think it was the Bulls. But then you have Kyrie Irving wanting out of Brooklyn, and then Russell Wilson, not Russell Wilson. That'd be weird. Russell Westbrook potentially goes to the Nets, and they have a Kyrie and LeBron and KD and Russ reunion. That would be kind of interesting. It'd be a perfect NBA storyline that would run for months and months and months. But the NBA season officially comes to close. I just want to briefly say what was our favorite part of the season before we move on and put the official season up to rest. John, would you like to go last, first, in the middle? I'll let you pick.
I mean, I'll go first because
Okay.
I just want to get my thing out of the way real quick. I mean, that month where the Cavs gave me hope. I was texting Eric every day, the Cavs are back.
The Cavs are back.
The Cavs were back, and then we're not back, but might be back next year.
The Cavs are back in the sense that if they were healthy, they were at least the 4 seed, and you cannot deny that.
Yeah, and then the NBA ruined the playoff system, and we were a play-in game, even though we were the 8th seed, and we didn't make the playoffs. But that month, man,
You pure euphoria.
I was.
yeah. So that was my favorite part of the season. I kind of agree with Eric. This season kind of sucked.
I can't.
Any season the Warriors win, it all sucks.
I feel like any season where the Cavs aren't a lottery pick, you should be happy. You guys won the playoffs this year. That should be happy.
We've gone to 4 straight NBA Finals at this point.
Yeah, but that's with
Within the last few
one
years.
player. LeBron, if you don't have LeBron on that team, you guys don't make it to finals. It's period. It's
I don't know.
fact.
They
You
kind of
can say that about literally every
Any team ever, for sure, that LeBron played on, no doubt.
No, any team ever in history.
Yeah, for sure.
If Jason Tatum's not on the Celtics, they don't make the NBA Finals.
No doubt.
If
Can I
Curry's
understand?
not on the Warriors, they don't. make
Michael
it.
Jordan's not on the Bulls, they don't win that many times.
That might be the only exception. They might. They maybe not 6, but they're definitely.
I-
They were 1 Game 7 against.
Bill
LA.
Russell's not on the Celtics. They're not winning all the time.
Yeah, true.
That's when you
and
have
all
the
the
only
and
seven
all those
left,
players
dude.
in the
Yeah.
Celtics are not in the
Ring
Hall
of
Fame.
Hall of Fame, yeah, all that good stuff.
But
But what was your favorite part?
my favorite part. Are we gonna do least favorite part too?
Yeah, for sure.
My favorite
I
part.
figured your least favorite part would be the Cavs getting injured, but I'll go on.
Oh,
Favorite part? Talk to me.
my favorite part was probably. Honestly, it was probably that Game 7 Suns
Mavs
Mavericks.
losing by 50.
I'm such a Luka fan, and I can't help but support the teams and want to root for the players at least, where they are obviously one of the best players in the league, and there's not a single other
Person
player
around them.
on the team that is worth anything.
Yeah.
And I just can't, how can you, why would anyone want to root against that team? It's one guy lifting an entire city on his back.
100%. Totally agree.
So I think that, because I was like laying in my bed, kicking my feet in the air when I was
a giddy little schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But they're gonna get
Paul choking again. Chris Paul choking again.
like, oh my god, they're gonna get swept by the Warriors next round, but it's kind of cool right now.
His leg at the ankles.
Yeah. My favorite part, I think, was the COVID part. Just seeing absolute random. I have 2 favorite parts. My favorite part always of every NBA season is like the last 4 games of the season, just because you either made the playoffs or you didn't, and you have these just random dudes that are on the bench that don't play a lot or starting, and they just drop like 30 pieces, and you're just like, oh my god, the NBA talent is just so good. But I think the COVID part was awesome. You just see the starting 5 for any NBA team, and you're like, who the fuck are these 3 people? Or who the hell are these 2 people? Like, the Heat alone had 4 G League guys, Skyforce team, come up and play in a game or 2. Like, it was just fun to watch. It's like, hey, you know what? Shout out Nick Staus, because forgot he was in the NBA. Like, oh my god, Matt McClung, that dude dunked really hard at Georgetown and Texas Tech. I didn't know he was in the NBA.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
guess what? He dropped 35 in the Lakers the last game. So I loved the COVID part, because especially if the Celtics would have won, or any of the teams that won, obviously the Warriors winning, all those G League guys that played like a game or 2 are not getting a ring, and it just makes me happy. That just makes me happy. Least favorite part, Will. Least favorite part.
The least favorite part was honestly.
Honorable mention favorite part was Isaiah Stewart trying to get through like 45 people to fight LeBron James. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty funny. But go on. Least favorite part.
Honestly, my least favorite part was the realization that one of the most mid players of all time will end up in the Hall of Fame, Draymond Green.
That's a good point.
It would be impossible to hold him back. Even no matter how terrible he is, he will make the Hall of Fame.
He will be a first ballot Hall of Fame. It won't even be close to.
I don't think it'll be first.
He will be a first ballot Hall of Fame. I guess it depends on who else he retires. Like if he retires and like LeBron James retires.
No one ever is going to be like, oh, I remember Draymond Green. He was incredible.
I don't disagree with you, but
You'll learn
Yao Ming got in the Hall of Fame. That dude was ass.
Yao Ming was
ass.
transformational.
He was a
In
cultural icon.
Hold on.
Cultural icon, don't agree. That doesn't mean you're good at basketball.
That's
Yao
one more
Ming.
thing than
Dennis Rodman was cultural icon.
Yao
And he
Ming.
was light years.
Yao Ming 06. 25 points per game, 10 boards, 2 assists, and 2 blocks.
Yeah, shout out that
Jalen
guy.
Brunson
When has
averages
Draymond
25 points a
Green
game.
ever done that?
I'm not saying Draymond Green. I'm
Draymond
saying a very
Green
average sixth man of
stats.
the year averages 25 points a game.
Draymond Green's stats, career season stats. His highest career points was 14. Highest career rebounds was 9.5.
His
Highest,
assists are way higher than Yao Ming's.
highest career assists 7.4. And
Triple
yeah,
almost. I'm just saying.
you're comparing two people who don't play the same position.
Draymond Green for sure plays their center / power forward.
Dude, Yao Ming's 7'7". Draymond Green is.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying Yao Ming's fucking awful.
Does height matter in
My least favorite part was the fact that Cavs got injured. It was really cool to see a team that, turned it around so quickly for them, and it's all homegrown guys, except like Jared Allen and, Karis LeVert. Like, it was really cool to see them turn it around, and it's just good to be in a state where your basketball team is playing well, and your friends that you're supporting, they're playing well. That was my least favorite part, seeing them get injured like that. But, John, your least favorite part?
least favorite part? I mean,
Honorable mention, least favorite part? LeBron wasting another great season.
I
Sorry.
thought that was kind of funny.
It's funny just because it's the Lakers, but it's not
Yeah.
funny. Like, if LeBron was on the Cavs and this happened to him, I'd be so sad for him.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. You always want to have a good outlook on the
Mhm.
sport. But when the Warriors win again, I have a bad outlook on this year just because of that one thing.
Mhm.
And I mean, it just sucks. I mean, I didn't really see this coming. I didn't even have a chance to prepare for this. It just kind of happened. It's depressing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like a funeral for me right now. I feel like I'm giving a eulogy.
Giving a eulogy.
It makes me sad.
And I feel sad for you. I'm sorry for you. But, Brian, do you have a favorite part?
No.
Do you have a least favorite
Least,
part?
honorable mention, least favorite part.
Lay it on me, Dad.
Fucking All-Star Weekend sucks.
No, the dunk contest.
Okay, dunk contest most in particular
Sucks.
In
It was like the worst one ever. Like, you didn't even have like, oh my god, that was a cool dunk.
in the NBA's defense, all stars suck.
Yeah.
All-star games suck except for
Baseball.
baseball, where it's only okay.
Baseball's okay. I mean, the game for All-Star basketball is awesome, in my opinion.
I think it sucks.
Oh, I mean, I like the
They
fact,
didn't
it's just
even
more.
try, dude.
It's just
I-
more competitive.
I sometimes,
They didn't even try.
depending on who's playing in it, I would sometimes rather watch Kevin Hart run around on an NBA court for the celebrity game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But they didn't have that this year.
I mean,
Thanks.
we absolutely shit on
I mean,
the Pro
Miles
Bowl.
Garrett absolutely dunking the ball was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, we absolutely shit on the Pro Bowl, but the NBA All-Star Game this year was not that much far from it.
Oh, I love
If we're
that.
being
That's
honest.
awesome.
Nobody even played defense.
Yeah, but you're not going to play defense because you don't want people getting injured. I'm just saying the fact that it came down to like the wire, LeBron James hits a game-winning shot in Cleveland, like that was cool. Steph Curry.
I don't know how it used to be. Maybe not like what it used to be like 2 years ago. Maybe what it used to be like 6 or 7 years ago, where they play most of the game, kind of throw up shots, keep it close, kind of,
Mhm.
and then once like either second half or like fourth quarter hits, it's go time.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's
they-
right.
I think you see that when it's once they reach that like score limit.
But they don't even do that. Barely. They still jack up threes from half court.
Yeah, but they make them.
and the only reason it ended on a buzzer beater or whatever is because they set like a win by this amount of points.
Well, yeah, that's how the
Like,
fourth
it wasn't
so
even
the way that
like
the
a time limit.
yeah the way the scoring works is like you take
It had to end
the
on a
first
buzzer
3 quarters added up, and then it's like the whatever the score limit because they did like the Kobe thing. Now it's like a 24 points or, whatever the total is that you're trying to reach. It's that new market, and whoever gets there first wins.
Yeah, I
So-
get what it is. It's just I just didn't.
I personally like it because it doesn't cost for fouling and oh my god, there's 2 minutes left, we have to start fouling. I kind of like that, but
I mean, that's
it could be
positive,
worse.
I guess.
It could be worse. But moving on, NBA season. Thank you so much. Can't wait for you next year. Can't wait for the off season. We'll give you updates on trades and all the shit that's happening as it goes on. But before we get into some golf talk with Daddy Ryan, quick shout out. The reason the Crew flag is up, the reason I'm wearing my Crew jersey, is that the Columbus Crew acquired a record signing club record signing Juan Camilo Chucho Hernandez from the English Premier League and Spanish La Liga for $10 million. I think that'll be a absolute huge signing for the Crew. Hopefully he can put the ball in the back of the net. Hopefully he can help us out scoring and just facilitating an offensive mindset, bring that player to the club. I think that he will be huge for the Columbus Crew. But moving on, our final little golf update in case you guys aren't aware. The LIV Tour, what's that stand for? Do you want to make more noise?
I'm trying not to, but I'm trying to scoot closer so the mic can hear me better.
No, well, then just stand. Don't sit.
Well,
What?
I also don't want to stand for 5 minutes.
I mean, do you want to come sit on my face?
Yeah, whoa, hey, yo. Golf Tour, in case you haven't heard, there's been this new Saudi league, basically paying people that play bad at golf, paying them no matter what. I think last place gets $146K, which is more than some people that make the cut on the tour. So, and then first place, they already came out and said if you hit at 18, if you hit a birdie on every single hole, they will pay you $18 million or something like that, a stupid amount of money if you hit a birdie on every single hole, which is very possible to do. It's very hard to do, but it's very possible.
Is it a hard course? Is it one of the harder courses?
It doesn't really matter how hard the course is. All of them are, hard adjacent, but it's just hard to score a birdie on every single hole. So it doesn't really matter how hard the course is in general, but it does matter. But Ryan, I figured you'd give us a little recap. PGA Tour, LIV, what do we like, what do we don't like?
All right. So the big thing, one of the biggest things that a lot of the players that are leaving the PGA Tour.
Phil Mickelson, Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau.
First of all, I don't give a fuck about Phil. Honestly,
he's still a big name.
He's a big name, but that's the only reason he's there is because he's a big name.
Yeah.
Not because
he's good.
He's good. He was almost in last place this week in the U.S. Open, so
he didn't make the cut.
Correct. He was almost in last place out of the entire vortex.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you got some big names going there. Brooks Koepka just announced, I think it was earlier today.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson's a huge one.
Bryson DeChambeau.
DeChambeau, Ian Poulter, Charles Schwartzel, that's another kind of big one. Sergio Garcia.
So you have some big time names definitely leaving the tour, which sucks.
Right.
But you also have some of the old school guys staying. Rory, Tiger, Ricky, some of these. And then you obviously have the young guys, Smith, Zalatoris, or however you say that guy's name.
Zalatoris.
Yeah, Zalatoris. He's staying. So, you got a bunch of new guys and old classic guys staying in the tour. I guess, should we be happy that this tour's here, or are we pissed off?
I think it's good for the players, bad for the game. I think because what's going to happen, it's just going to be you don't know what tournament to watch. You don't know.
It's definitely split in the field.
It's possible that there could be a major championship where a lot of people's favorite players aren't playing because they can't. One thing that's good for the players is
they get paid.
They get paid a lot, and that's just not in their deals to join the tour.
Yeah,
it's their prize pools for winning. Charles Schwartzel this past week, or it was the week before the U.S. Open, so a couple weeks ago, he won that first inaugural invitational for the LIV shit.
Yeah,
$4 million for first place.
Yeah, and he didn't even play good. If I remember correctly.
7 others won.
Yeah.
Second place, $2.1 million. Tied for third, 2 players tied for third got 1.5.
Yeah.
That you're at fifth place won $975,000, which is basically all the way down to fifth place making $1 million. That's insane.
Sixth place because you had to tie for second, third.
Yeah.
So basically $6-7 million. which is awesome.
Yeah, and the very last player still got, I think you said it earlier.
It's like 140, yeah, 120, 140, something like that. So I feel like this
So the
sport doesn't
big
reward
reason-
good golfing.
Right. That's what they hope. The big reason that they are going, yes, is for the money on the tournaments, but also the shortened schedule. I read something where like some guys, they're just like, hey, like some of us don't want to go, or don't have the, we have families to where playing every single week to make a living
Sucks.
sucks.
Yeah.
They got like 3 kids. They want to go spend time with their kids.
For sure. I get
after
that.
playing every couple of weeks.
So, well, I mean, we'll keep you updated. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, it's a very new thing, and anything could happen. But it does definitely seem like it sucks for the game. Good for the players, but who knows? I just wonder if you'll have a person like Bryson be like, leave the tour and then come back to PGA Tour, and how that works. Like, is it like a free-flowing thing? Is it just contracts? I know that's very new.
Well, I know that 17 of those players that left, they got like suspended indefinitely until the PGA knows what the hell they're gonna do.
Yeah. So I think it'll be a very interesting couple of weeks,
Which is
months.
stupid, considering
They're allowed to play in the majors.
they can play in not even that. They can play in other tours. You got people who go play in like summer tours in like
England.
India
all
and
the
like
other stuff.
China and like those places, in Australia. They go play in those tours when the PGA Tour is kind of winding down, and they're fine. But they go play this one tour that pays them more, that maybe will be bigger in a couple of years. Well, maybe not big, but like
Maybe. It could be.
Then they get
It could be.
trouble.
Yeah.
I
It's
think the one bad thing is though, they like the PGA right now has all the rights to like broadcasting.
yeah. Yeah, they're playing on like YouTube, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, nah.
My dad was watching on YouTube last week.
So, I mean, it'll be an interesting couple of weeks, months, maybe a year, but we'll see how it comes out, and we'll keep you updated, of course. But, Ryan, as you get to your 2-minute drill, when you get set up, you let me know. Just got a few quick shout-outs. Shout out Hunter Green, NL Player of the Week, I think last week.
He was.
Last week. I believe Paul Goldschmidt was this week, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was this week. I think Hunter Green getting, Player of the Week. I think that's his first time, maybe second time.
He might have got it the week.
I'm
he
just
had
saying.
the no hitter, but the
Yeah.
Reds lost.
I think this is looking good for Hunter Green. Could be the NL Rookie of the Year. Definitely starting to make his name for himself. Especially because Siren Suzuki's out. He's been out for a while. He's on the fantasy team, absolutely riding my bench in the IL, driving me up a wall.
Let me look at the.
But then you also got Sue Bird announcing retirement.
She did.
Shout out to GOAT. Will loves Big Sue Bird girl.
I love the W.
A huge fan of the. Do you know what team she plays for?
She plays for the Minnesota Lynx.
Seattle.
What are they? Yes, she plays for Seattle.
Seattle somethings.
Seattle.
Sounders FC.
No, that's her soccer.
We should do a YouTube video where we just try to name as many WNBA teams.
I think I can name a lot. Minnesota Lynx,
How many
Indiana
are there?
Fevers,
Seattle
16,
Storm.
16. You
Chicago
got
Sky.
Chicago Sky, Las Vegas Aces, Liberty.
Does
New York Liberty.
Dallas have a team? Or Texas?
Texas probably has a team. See what you got there. And then I think I named half right there.
All right.
Los Angeles Sparks,
All right. Go.
Ooh,
Name them all again. Name them all again.
All right.
LA Sparks, Minnesota Lynx, Chicago Sky, Liberty, Seattle. What'd you say? Storm.
Yeah.
Seattle
Did you say
Storm.
Minnesota Lynx?
I did say the Lynx.
That's the only one I know.
Las Vegas Aces.
Doesn't Oklahoma have a team? Does Oklahoma have a team?
No.
Does Arizona have a team?
Fuck me.
Uh,
How many? Who am I missing? I'm missing a few.
You're missing quite a few.
I should be missing like 10.
You, I mean,
I think I'm missing 10.
there's a team in Atlanta.
The Atlanta Braves.
No, I don't know. Atlanta team. What's that?
Atlanta Dream.
Dream,
There's a team
so
in
right.
Connecticut.
UConn women's basketball.
Is it the UConn team?
This teammate makes no sense at all. Why is it called the Connecticut Sun? When I think of Connecticut, when has anyone ever thought of the Sun?
I don't know. I
Maybe
think
we
of
should
Wolves.
buy them for $20.
Washington
Chance.
Mystics.
Mystics. Damn, I did forget the Mystics
Phoenix
because they have a
Mercury and Dallas Wings.
Phoenix. I forgot the Mercury.
See, look
And
at
Dallas Wings. You're right. You're right. They had a Texas team.
Yeah, there we go.
But shout out to Bird retiring, one of the goats, one of the greatest. I think Diana and Sue are probably the two goats. But
Of course.
See, Minnesota Lynx are 3-13.
yeah, they're bad. They're bad.
Las
this year.
Vegas Aces 13-2.
Well, that's
But
but
they-
they
but-
Brittany Garner.
Well, yeah. Well, no, she plays for Phoenix.
Oh, I thought she was on Minnesota.
Uh-uh.
Damn.
But shout out BG. Hopefully she comes home soon. Ryan, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ryan, hit us with it. 2-minute drill. We'll do better this time. Quick hits, quick responses. Give it to us whenever you're ready.
All right. Notre Dame baseball, one of the biggest upsets in college baseball history. Why is college baseball so unavailable?
Couldn't fucking tell you.
Well, I'll tell you
It's
why.
electric.
I'll tell you why. It's because the only people who care about it are in the South and on the West Coast.
They also don't broadcast it at all.
Yeah,
They're
that's
playing
the biggest
tag.
thing.
ESPN's playing tag instead of the shit.
Yeah, ESPN2, ESPNU, they're like broadcasting. Not everybody has those, so that sucks.
Yeah.
Huge upset, though.
All right,
All right.
let's go.
Tiger Woods officially hits the $1 billion club for athletes, joining LeBron James and MJ. Who's the GOAT of those three?
What does that even mean?
There's only one correct.
I don't
Tiger
even know what
Woods.
this means.
To me, it's not even debatable. Tiger Woods is the unofficial GOAT for golf,
I mean,
and
the unofficial. GOAT?
That's not
like he's the
That's
official,
debatable.
unofficial. Who's the GOAT billionaire out of the three? Who's the
The
best?
GOAT billionaire is LeBron.
All right,
LeBron.
all right, cool. Whatever.
Tiger Woods is the only correct answer there.
Thank you. Go
That's
on.
Incorrect.
Boomer Sooner capped off the college softball season with back-to-back national championships, dynasty in the making question.
It feels like it. I can feel. I can sense it.
They're so fucking good.
You're not tapped into Sooner softball. What are you?
They're so gross.
Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray hanging out. Watching
Yeah,
the game.
yeah, might as well.
2026 World Cup sites were officially picked. Any surprises?
I'll tell you, any of the cities that were in Canada, because none of those arenas or stadiums are big enough to hold the World Cup.
I'm surprised Columbus and or Cincinnati didn't. Any Ohio didn't get any game. Is fucking a crime.
They hate Ohio.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what the cities are, so I'm super surprised.
You're the worst. Go on.
They hate Ohio.
All right, Astros throw not one but two immaculate innings in the same game against the same three batters. This is the craziest thing in the history of the game.
Okay, it's not the craziest thing that's ever happened, but it's like pretty remarkable.
Statistically speaking, it is the craziest thing that ever happened.
I mean, it's very maybe not the craziest thing ever happened, but it's super impressive. Like that's hard to do.
It's fucking dumb. But I mean, did we make it?
We were off by like maybe 5 seconds.
Damn it!
Oh wait, really? It was that close?
Damn it!
It was
Good.
just like
You guys kept
2 or
talking
3
about Tiger
seconds.
Woods.
Nah, Tiger. First of all, Tiger Woods is the unofficial. He has not made $1 billion. He's made more of his money in brands than he has in tournament winnings. That's fucking insane.
Doesn't even have the most championships.
He
Don't
has
talk
to,
to me.
he, maybe not the most majors, but he does have
Most
the most.
majors. That's
He has the most wins,
Yes.
and it's not. And he's also spent the most time at number one ever.
I think Ernie Els is the best. Actually.
Stop it!
He's
Stop it!
number one in history.
I don't think you understand how hard it is to like do that. Like, and go and
He has $1 billion and not contracts. He doesn't have a single fucking contract. That's insane.
Other sports, you got teams that will make a dinosaur, right?
Yeah.
More than one player. This guy did all this shit on his own, beating.
It's
the
not
best-
a contract. That's the biggest thing. He's doing it and he's winning. LeBron could never win a single finals and still make money on contracts.
Doesn't Floyd?
Did Tiger Woods ever come back from 3-1?
So fucking.
Tiger Woods never did, but
honestly,
if Tiger Woods wins a major after almost
Tiger
having his
Woods-
legs amputated,
Wait,
it's
wait,
gonna be
wait,
fucking
Tiger
insane.
Woods had the best comeback of all time from literally having his leg almost amputated, coming back with a broken back, and still winning.
Do you know what they call almost
and-
getting your leg amputated? It's like not getting your
and
That's
winning
what they
the U.S. Open with a torn ACL.
Didn't Floyd?
Achilles.
No, it was an ACL.
Oh, was it ACL? It's like ACL meniscus. It was like 3 things, right? I thought his Achilles was fucked up too.
Yeah.
But no, he's gross.
Didn't Floyd Mayweather? Isn't he?
He is pretty gross. I heard he was pretty
Floyd
gross.
Mayweather's not a billionaire. It's career. It's career. The thing, because like Cristiano Ronaldo has $1 billion also, but he's not. It's like the way that it worked. The way I read it, it was not. It's like career earnings and like brand deals. Like their net worth is $1 billion.
Okay.
Like Floyd Mayweather's net worth is not $1 billion. They have made $1 billion. And same thing with Cristiano. He's made $1 billion, but his net worth is not $1 billion.
I thought I saw something to where he was like the richest athlete. That's the only reason.
Yeah, and like I said, his net worth isn't, but that he might be the richest athlete.
I
in
think
career
Floyd Mayweather
earnings.
actually, like his yearly earnings,
Yeah,
is
it's
more.
disgustingly high. Like it's
Yeah.
not even close.
Because LeBron doesn't make $1 billion a year.
Yeah, no,
Floyd Mayweather makes like $80 million a year or something.
no more than that. I think
So
his
there's
Conor
nothing in the
McGregor
line.
fight
Are
was
we
like
anti
200
Floyd
million.
Mayweather?
I'm just saying his Conor McGregor fight was like 200 million.
Yeah,
But
that was insane.
regardless of who you think the Bay is, let us know. Spotify, follow us on Twitter.
Yes, yeah.
Let us know. Comment down below.
Do we start a
YouTube.
link tree?
Do we start a what?
A link tree?
I think we might make that a poll. We should probably make that a poll. But well, let's just do this. We'll wrap it up. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Spotify. Comment below. Share with your friends. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. We appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with us again. We'll see you next week. We'll cover everything sports like always. For the Spotify listeners, be a friend, tell a friend, and share with a friend. Follow us on YouTube as well. John, you got any closing remarks?
Losing by 27 runs sucks.
Losing by 27 runs sucks. Will?
No closing remarks for me.
No closing remarks for you. Ryan, you got any closing remarks?
Tiger Woods go.
Tiger Woods the GOAT. My closing remarks is I've hit the microphone, and not the microphone, hit the camera 2 weeks in a row. Can we make it 3? We'll see you next week. Peace. Not 3.